To the Portal Gun Podcast. I am Isaac Mason.
And I am Jeff Wilson.
And we are here for episode number 4. It's going to be an on-the-fly one because we're just getting together to film another episode. But
we're trying to build a routine.
Yeah,
and
to some extent.
In that routine, we have, chaotic little events that kind of...
Yeah. You all know how life goes.
Life happens, right. And we're all here for it.
There we go, yeah. Just... son of a bitch, I'm in.
Exactly. Right? There's the meme right there. So I guess the only real news topic we have to talk about so far is McDonald's New Zealand, Australia. Once again.
I know, goddammit. They get the Krispy Kreme.
Don't know what I have to do to become a citizen, but I'm already a Rick and Morty fan, so I think that's half of it.
Yeah, it must be now, yeah.
That's like a really cringe quote to say. I don't know what I have to do to be a citizen of Australia, but I'm already a Rick and Morty fan.
There we go.
Just take that clip. That'll be a comic book screenrant.com headline. But anyway, McDonald's New Zealand posted this picture of it's a hand through a portal. It's a portal, right? That's obviously a portal.
Yep. And apparently it was posted to their Facebook page.
Yes. New Zealand Facebook. So we thought this was the official McDonald's. The McDonald's Facebook page, but it's only New Zealand.
Yep.
Once again, disappointment.
But it's going to be in anticipation of the new Mulan movie.
Yeah, and then I didn't even know why we didn't put this together earlier. But there is a new Mulan movie coming out this year. I don't know when it's coming out. Probably a couple months. Soon.
It has to be, yeah.
I see a lot of trailers for it, so I'm thinking it's soon. And in conjunction with that movie, they're bringing back the Szechuan sauce starting tomorrow. After 10:30 a.m.
Yep.
Which Australia time is different.
For all we know, it could be tomorrow or today.
Could be right now.
Yeah, exactly, on the other side of the world.
So the Szechuan sauce is coming back. A Reddit user posted this picture of the actual sauce cup and design.
Apparently, they're an employee at that McDonald's.
And they got the Szechuan sauce early.
And I think it's interesting that there's no Rick and Morty branding on it. It's just it's typical packaged graphic design by McDonald's, like the rest of their sauces. I thought at least they would do the black and green color scheme maybe, but no, it's but like you said, I think they're trying to the brand of Rick and Morty and their people are trying to distance themselves as much as possible while still I don't know it's almost like letting McDonald's garner their image. Or bite on it, but I don't know. It could come out better for McDonald's if the fans don't act fools, and I don't know.
That's the key here is that we don't want another incident like
you Kiwis, as how Redditor called you.
Yeah, yeah. We hope that. I'm probably guessing people in Australia are a little bit more respectful to their McDonald's employees, and we are here in.
Maybe they don't take their Big Mac so seriously.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I remember getting it last time. Did you have it the last time it was out?
I did not at all. I read a bunch of online recipes for at home.
Yeah, I think I literally might have heard about it on Twitter or something, and I was literally 5 minutes away from a McDonald's. So I heard it was out. I heard it was a thing. It was released. So I literally just drove up to the McDonald's and got a 10-piece nugget, and I'm like, can I? Do you have this? I had set a secret. Do you guys have this Szechuan sauce?
Right, it's a drug deal.
And almost I didn't want to say it out loud because I didn't want to sound ridiculous. But I was like, do you guys have it? And they were like, okay, what else would you like? And I'm like, nothing. Nothing ever in my life.
Not at all, yeah.
Do I want? And I had it, and it was very good. Right. It was almost like a teriyaki type.
Okay.
And it is very flavorful. It is very cool. The niche is definitely there for this sauce. I can definitely see that it's I keep calling it sauce because Szechuan and sauce.
Sauce, yeah.
So that's gonna happen a lot. But it was good, and hopefully we can get something back here. I don't know if they're just afraid to throw it back here in America due to the controversy and just people being too much.
Yeah, it's I wonder how if the new one was the exact same recipe or people who had the original one, if it does taste the same. Not that your memory could actually let you recall it accurately.
Is it still up on eBay
or something?
Yeah, is there still an original packet on eBay from even just 2 or 3 years ago? I wonder if it's still.
I'm talking about the original.
Oh, from the 90s. Oh yeah.
I wonder if that recipe.
I just imagine McDonald's having this big gigantic file room. Nothing's digital. It's all like actual paper copies, just file cabinets.
File cabinets stacked.
Every item that has ever been attempted, like design created for McDonald's is in like this gigantic basement file room.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you see like medical file rooms or like archivalists or archivalists, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then you just pull out like, here's the Szechuan recipe. And they just pull it
exactly.
up. They go to like the files. Okay, sauce recipes, and they pull it out. They got, what was the other sauce that I liked? That they discontinued. I don't remember what it was called. It was like a tangy sweet chili.
Really?
That was another sauce that was
was
out like
that one of the
5 or
ones
6
that they
years
brought
ago.
out with they first released, like the tenders, because they released a bunch of new sauces with tenders.
Yes. Yeah. And
Gotcha.
see, this is now a McDonald's podcast. So, but that was they have all the sauce recipes and they pull it out in the Szechuan. Here it is, the original recipe and a paper. Nothing's digital. It's all they have just papers and files of McDonald's, the McDonald's pizza.
And this room is keycard
every
access
toy
only.
design. Anything like their R&D department ever like came through, it's all here on this.
Whether they did it or not, but that original OG sauce recipe is still alive.
Yeah, that's what I imagine happened. If it's not, that's cool too, I guess. They just have like a little computer.
Yeah, right.
That just has everything.
I wonder what even is Szechuan? Like, do you know?
I have no idea.
I don't even know what a Szechuan is.
I'm not cultured
very well. I don't even know if it's a thing. Is it a verb or a noun or? I got sheshed last night, bro.
It's called the squanch sauce.
Yeah, right.
So that'd be cool. I hope we get a chance to try it again. I think it'd be really nice. I think people have calmed down a little bit since the last time they tried to sell it. Which kind of like, I guess the driving point that I wanted to talk about with you in terms of what's new and what's happening. It kind of drives the point of like merchandising and branding. So I guess the topic I wanted to bring up today would be about Rick and Morty merchandise. We've got the Chia Pet, which is right here. So we have not started it yet, as you can see. We will start. It's actually out. So, but
apparently we have to soak it. But Jeff pointed out that the top piece is actually a little bit broken. Now that I'm looking at the box, I think it is supposed to be there. But the chia part's gonna go in around it, and
that's gonna look
still
great.
a Goodwill buy.
Goodwill. It was $5 in Goodwill. So, but Mike, I guess that kind of leads me like, is there a piece of merchandise? I mean, they talk about they've got the donuts.
Are you mad at this Chia Pet?
Yeah. That is exactly. Is there a piece of merch that comes out or that you'd be upset? Like, do you think they're getting, too overprocessed, too much? Yeah. So, like, is there a piece of merch that you can think of in your mind that would come out from Rick and Morty that would upset you or anger you as a fan?
Right off rip, nothing that like I would think triggers me or anything. Like when I think not to get way too far off the topic, but like when I think over branding, I think of ironically the rock band Kiss, because we know how it could be considered over branding, and Gene Simmons gets a lot of flack for pushing all these endorsements of putting the brand of Kiss on everything. And when something's that popular, to me, it's a matter of whether the creators are trying to get rich or whether people are trying to take advantage of the brand. Yeah. And like that's comes down to who has the marketing rights, I guess, or trademark rights. But I think I don't think Justin Roiland or Dan Harmon is in it to get rich, but I think they're like with McDonald's, they're going to be careful about whatever they do let merchandise. But no, I can't think of anything that would like really. I would be like, what the fuck, kind of,
And I think the main reason I agree with you. Yeah. The main reason is because this show is already outlandish as it is.
Right.
So like, if it was something that was maybe a little bit more serious, and then maybe I think if the story, I mean, it's not like a kids show, but it is like the premise of a lot of the shows are very silly, and like it only I think enhances the brand to have things like the Chia Pet, or
that it is all age accessible and like not age restricted, but obviously I don't know if you like they probably do make like Rick and Morty baby clothes or something, but like that, like you said, that's a matter of like I don't think anyone's sitting their toddler in front of Rick and Morty like watch this, like force feeding them that shit.
Yeah, at this point it's just like a little inside joke between adults.
Exactly.
Like if you have your child wearing a Rick and Morty t-shirt and they haven't seen the show, it's just like ha ha. I watched the show, so I put this on my kid.
Exactly.
And I think that's fun. And I think the show's fun. It's silly. So like, there's not really a piece of merchandise. So I guess I'm comparing fandoms here, but I'm also obviously a big fan of Star Wars, and their fandom is so. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people to be a fan of the brand, And I know Star Wars themselves, even after being bought by Disney, have a brand that they want to protect.
Right.
And they want to keep this image and keep everything kosher in terms of like what they want to put their name on.
Right.
So I guess the other day I was at Kroger, and it looks like this dad was shopping with his 2 toddler sons, and the toddler sons are running around. Dad's pushing the cart, and I look over, and they've got like hoodies and hats that are matching, and they look like they're custom spray painted, like you'd find at the state fair.
Okay.
You know how you go up to like that booth and get your name or some kind of picture, airbrush,
on the shirt.
I should have said airbrush. That sounds so much better. Yeah, air painted, and I look at the design, like literally they're both wearing the same hat, the same hoodie, and it's Baby Yoda.
I was getting ready to segue into that because,
and I'm thinking like, wow, what a time to be. You know, where it's just like
a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, and that's just how it is. And people who are at some fairs or local craft shows, airbrush artists can be like, "What's in? Baby Yoda's in."
Exactly.
You know, and I kind of think I kind of relate it to like Fortnite. Fortnite literally is everywhere for kids.
True.
You know, there's not a thing that Fortnite wouldn't do in terms of branding to push this game, but like kids are playing it, they want to put the name on whatever they can.
Exactly. Whatever will be seen by the general audience and also endorse themselves further. So it's like it's a self-recognition kind of thing, but it's in the name of their own marketing. So funny you mentioned Baby Yoda. If you fun fact of the day, apparently it was a careful choice by the creators of The Mandalorian, the show, they did a really excellent job. I don't know how they did it, but Baby Yoda didn't leak.
Yeah.
Like Baby Yoda was released when Mandalorian...
I have no idea how, because like the new Star Wars movie had leaks before it came out.
Apparently...
Story leaks, script leaks, whatever.
Yeah, I forget if it was an NPR segment I listened to or something, but it was a little just segment on how carefully they chose to release the toys because...
The merchandise. They didn't want to give anything away. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so... By doing so, they did themselves a favor because everybody got organically excited about it. And, you know, you have to wonder if they would have released it earlier, if it would have had the grasp that it did at the time and gotten as big as it did, because it was a surprise. If it leaked, it would have been, you know, maybe not as cute or not as much of a surprise. So, but like you said, now I saw like on Facebook or something, it was like Baby Yoda matching cups. You know, so like it said
the third party, like
what did it say?
Bootleg.
One was it was like a pun play on I forget anyways.
But yeah, that stuff's happening all around. Like that's
really
just
is.
what's in.
And that's where I am questioning as a fellow artist or a creator, you know. I've made a couple. I'm a huge fan of Destiny. I love Destiny. And like I have a collection of, like you said, with Star Wars, like with Kiss. If you're a fan of something, you want all of the media that you can possibly get of it, merchandise, memorabilia, whatever it is. There's not much that I won't buy that's Destiny branded, but it depends on how it looks. And, you know, officially licensed Bungie stuff is really awesome. I love that stuff. But I think I have a few things that aren't officially licensed by Bungie, which I'm okay with. But what is in question is if I wanted a design or a symbol or something on a shirt, I actually made myself a couple like custom iron-on shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. And I even made 2 different sweatshirts for 2 different people on Reddit and sent them to them both. Like, well, I think one guy paid me and I did the other one like pro bono just for fun because like that's like a cool real world connection with that stuff.
Yeah.
But the reason I didn't try to sell them is because I wondered the legalities behind me being able to do that. You know, like some guy at a fair who can airbrush a Baby Yoda or a Destiny shirt or something, he can probably get away with going fair to fair and getting those shirts and he's not going to get busted. But if I'm trying to sell stuff as a marketable storefront, I think that could be terms for I don't know what, cease and desist or some kind of weird shit like that. But there are brands who are notorious for exactly that, like Kiss and like Star Wars and Disney. I think Disney in general, or no, is it Mario? Nintendo is really really bad about second party endorsements or third party, whatever you want to call it.
So I guess like if we're gonna try to compare it one more time, looking at it like face value, if there was like. So for Star Wars fans, if this probably exists already. Right. If there's like a Darth Vader Chia Pet, that came out right now, has not came out before. Chia Pets were a big thing in like the 70s.
Okay.
But if it came out right now, never been released before, came out right now, half of the fandom would love it and buy it and be like, oh my god, this is so campy. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna buy that. And half of them be like, Disney. They'll put their name on anything.
Very
wow,
true.
are you serious? Come on. And that just kind of goes to show how like some people view that brand. So Darth Vader, half people like it, half people hate it. Whatever. If a Baby Yoda Chia Pet came out,
Okay.
I don't know if anybody would be upset.
Right.
And Rick and Morty Chia Pet, same thing. I don't know any fan of Rick and Morty would be negative or mad about
that's
it.
A really
so
good,
you know,
that's a really
so
good
looking
point.
at it like every Rick and Morty fan would embrace the Rick and Morty Chia Pet.
Yeah.
Star Wars, if a Darth Vader Chia Pet came out right now for the first time, half of them would think it's a Disney push.
Right.
Even though Lucasfilm has been merchandising Star Wars for 30 years.
Exactly. To all kinds of different
before
brands.
Disney took over. But that's, we don't like to talk about that. No,
Right.
we ignore facts here. So it's Disney only.
Now, do you think that would be due in part to Darth Vader not being involved in the main story arc right now, the relevant story arc?
I think yes.
And I think so too,
yeah,
because the
and I
old
think
heads who are
because-
true Vader fans,
yeah.
those would be mainly
the Disney,
party that would
the
be
Disney blamers.
Yeah.
Who blame everything on Disney, and then
I don't
the
like
new
change.
this new yeah exactly yeah, and then the new crowd be like, this is dope, I'm gonna buy this and
Right.
put it in my kitchen or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a little
Like,
cute Baby
so,
Yoda.
and like I said, there's the merch. I think it's just all like, if I had to pick, if I'm buying like a backpack or something,
Right.
and there's this really like plain lame backpack or this cool
Star Wars one.
Star Wars one, I'm gonna buy the Star Wars
Exactly.
one. Or like,
And also, if like it's for the people who like it to enjoy it. Like, if you don't like the merchandise, just don't buy it. And that's what amazes me is like how much people let themselves be affected by things that really are arbitrarily irrelevant to their existence.
yeah,
It's like,
whether
if you don't
that
like
you
it,
like
that's
it,
okay.
like you can love the brand, you can love the material,
Yeah.
you can love the media,
And
you can love the
not concern yourself
outlets,
at all with the rest of it.
but like you got to know when to separate like what matters and what doesn't.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
You getting upset over a Chia Pet, hypothetically,
Right.
is
Yeah.
not going to lessen your appreciation
And
for
also,
the original trilogy.
You can buy a regular toothbrush. You don't have to buy the Star Wars R2-D2 spinning head toothbrush. You
Yeah,
know,
you do.
like
You do.
if your teeth will still get clean.
That's a great example too. Once again, I'd probably buy that. So,
I would buy a Destiny toothbrush for
yeah.
sure.
So I was thinking, yeah, my question for you is there Destiny Chia Pet? Are you buying it? Yes or no?
It depends which character, honestly. If there was one, like that's the thing. As a Destiny player, there's 3 classes of character. There's Warlock, there's Hunters, and there's Titan. If I saw a Hunter or Titan Chia Pet in a store, I'd be inclined to buy it. If it was less than $10, I might buy it. If it was a Warlock one and up to $20, $25, I would definitely buy it because I main a Warlock in the game. Well, if it was like Mara Sov, like the main character, like the only animated character I've ever got a hard on for, I would definitely buy it no matter how much it was. I'd be like, I have to have this Mara Sov Chia Pet. So like, there's levels of willingness that I'm willing to contribute to that kind of idea. But some things with Destiny, I see it and I'm like, I don't care. I paid on eBay. I paid $600 for a collector's edition. And that's like the most I've ever spent on anything
Ever.
Yeah, besides like major things in my life, you know, like rent over time, you know. I actually like opened up a PayPal credit account in order to get this collector's edition because it's that important to me to have, and it's still sold out, and the going price on eBay for that is at least that. And like the reason I bought the Destiny vinyl collection is because I know that resale value is going to be there. It's not in my interest to resell it because I have sentimentality attached to it, but I think most of these people buying this stuff, it is for that exact reason. And the people who do often get mad are the people who still want it but don't have access to it.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole nother subject and matter is I'm surprised a New Zealand employee of McDonald's hasn't got a whole crate yet and listed them on eBay to sell.
That's happening.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna buy it.
That's another reason I wonder if they chose the limited release in New Zealand and try to curb down on that secondhand
Overseas,
market.
yeah.
Because in my opinion, as somebody who hasn't sold collector stuff, very much of it at least, but has a little bit of it, I get a little aggravated when stuff does sell out and they don't replenish it. But that's not the people who bought it's fault. It's really not. It's my fault for not jumping on it quick enough, and really no one else's. But you do kind of get mad at whoever makes it, but it doesn't do you any good to get mad about it. You just have to really accept that, hey, I'll try to get this on the market, and if it's not a ridiculously marked up price, but if not, I just gotta wait for the cool next thing and be
Yeah.
okay with not having it, because
Yeah.
that's all of life. You have to be okay with not having what other people have.
Be
for real.
okay with not having it.
Yeah.
Szechuan
Seriously.
sauce 2020. Be okay with not having it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I think it's gonna be a huge hit down under, and hopefully we can, once again we can get something up here. So in terms of, like I said, the Chia Pet is cool. It's a cool idea, and that's something I literally just saw randomly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a fun, wacky, perfect piece of art.
Yeah.
Just right there for you. So I had to have it, and it was $5. You know, it's maybe a little, it's used and abused.
But hey, if you look on the box, it's gonna be covered anyways because it's the Rick hair. But the other thing I was gonna talk about that I popped up, I forget what it was on, but am I mistaken, or did the Twitter account for Rick and Morty just release some other kind of little small snippet or something?
So I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It was a clip, but I had already assumed that the clip had already aired in one of the episodes.
Okay.
I think what they posted was a clip of Jerry and Rick going up to the alien that wanted his app developed.
Okay.
They went up to his ship, and that sequence of them on the ship that they had posted was in the episode.
Okay.
There were a bunch of other clickbaity articles.
I read the article that was like, new clip on the Twitter.
I had thought, and I watched it again. I'm like, this was already in the show.
Okay.
I thought. So I think they're just recycling clips.
Gotcha. In anticipation.
Putting them up, which is fine.
Right.
I mean, still gotta
Gotta hype
continue
your
to
own-
keep
your
people,
own brand, yeah.
keep people interested. There's no new release date or anything else like that. And honestly, when I read that Szechuan sauce is coming back, I thought it was a clickbaity article.
Right.
I thought it was like, but then I started thinking, before I even clicked on it, I started thinking like, well, the Mulan movie's coming out.
Right.
It would make sense for McDonald's to do another, it makes the most sense it's ever made right now this year because the movie's coming out. And why not tie in Rick and Morty? And
try it one more time.
yeah. And so when I saw the picture and then it was posted by McDonald's, I'm like, crap, this is really happening.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, it's only in
New Zealand.
New Zealand again.
Of course.
So, which is fine. I'd rather it go, succeed down there and thus not have it than, not come out.
Not at all yet. At least they'll get that limited run, and that has the potential for some endorsement later on. Because if it does do well for McDonald's, I mean, how much of the choice is up to who? How much of the choice is just the endorsers of Rick and Morty, and how much of it is McDonald's choice? Can McDonald's pull the trigger to do an international release, or is it just McDonald's New Zealand that's like, all right, we're the ones who's got this on lock, and no other McDonald's is going to do it. So it could go either way. I think by the time Mulan 2 actually gets here, I think it may be here. If it goes well thus far in New Zealand until it comes out. And that's when I think they may ship it worldwide if they do.
Yeah, I think right before the movie comes out is the perfect time, and it would line up pretty nicely with the second half of Season 4 airing.
If it does, you can guarantee there'll be a 20-piece nugget on the show, and we'll be chowing down on some
We will videotape us going to McDonald's, and we're going to
We'll have
let
the
you know
Chia
how
Pet
it is.
grown and have some Szechuan sauce chilling out.
Absolutely.
It'll be a Rick and Morty appreciation podcast. Oh, wait, that's what this already is, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Already there. And I think, really, you don't have to wait until they're serving lunch. Like, I'd go at, if there's a 24-hour McDonald's, I'm going at, 3 in the morning.
Guaranteed.
And being like, hey, can I just have a sauce? I know you got it back there. Just let me have
I
one.
know you got that.
I'll pay for it. I don't care.
Got the stuff.
It's a lot of
goods.
Yeah. You can dip your burrito in it or something like that.
Bring a home a fake portal gun in. Give me the sauce.
That's actually gonna happen. So.
I know, right?
Oh my god. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, it all brings some discussion in terms of licensing. I don't think there's anything, going back to the original point, there's nothing they can really do to make them be like, go, or make, and maybe that's just how we are as people. Maybe we look at the brand positively and we try to, kind of put everything else negative out of our mind when it comes to the fandom.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything they could do to be like, for me to go like, why?
Screw Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
no.
I would never ask why.
Right.
Why is there a Chia Pet Rick? Why isn't there a Chia Pet Rick?
Some questions are better asked why not instead of why.
Yeah.
And that's just fact. Like, especially in terms of merchandising, when the possibilities are endless, why not? And the only argument really is like save the landfills, I think. But like to that extent, I get mad when people buy plastic bags. So like it's an arbitrary conversation of why not.
Yeah, we're going around in circles with that.
Yeah,
but that's fine. That's all life is, a big circle.
Just if you get it, don't throw it away. Save the landfills, bro.
There you go. If you get it, don't throw it away.
If you're buying stuff like that, either buy it because you want it or buy it for somebody who wants it. You know, like I really do have a little bit of disdain for people who just buy it in terms of profit to sell to other people. But that's just like, you know, if you're a second party scalper that just like collects all the shit, do you, bro? But like, not friends with you.
Yeah, not a deal. Not a bad. I'm too much of a hoarder myself. To do that. So it's not really what I'm.
Yeah, it's if there's anything you guys can think of that you would be mad about or have seen and you've been like, this is unnecessary, let us know. Shoot us a picture of it or tweet us. Should have the handle and all the social media tags in the comments below. Not the comments, but the description
announcement. But we are on every platform that you could ever want in your life.
Big four. We forgot to put it on the front, but I think I'm gonna make a little stamp at the beginning of the podcast that like has all the little 4 tags on them. But yeah, what is it? Twitter. Spotify.
We're on Spotify, YouTube, Google Play,
and Podbean, and the iTunes podcast store.
Podcasts.
Yeah, wherever you listen, you can find it, and it's going to be there visually on the YouTube if you would like something to watch to go along with it. We don't have much to look at in terms of a set and whatnot, but we got good audio. Yeah, and we got we're working on the camera too. A couple changes here and there, but. Well, we appreciate you guys watching. Is there anything else we want to get at today?
I do have one final question for you and whoever else. Is there a piece of merchandise that you would want to see that you have not?
A Rick lab coat. I would buy
like a cosplay.
I would Rick just to wear around my house. Like I'm the kind of dude who like wears awkward.
There are a million people right now going. They just sell lab coats. Just go buy a lab coat.
Exactly, yeah.
You simp.
Well, for the most part, yeah. But no, maybe some like a real plumbus. I would buy a real plumbus. Just to put on my wall.
Yeah. Just like as an art piece.
Maybe some grapples. Like, you know, the little silly things from the show I would totally buy.
And that's kind of where my head's at. Like little, like I know they make the portal gun, which I honestly need to get my hands on one. I just need to have one. But yeah, anything like little, like, so that's why I was so stoked that they're actually making the Fleeb juice.
Yeah, right.
Shake. Like that's, like I said, it's so
super
like, cool. It's like a low key reference enough, and then like something you could actually drink, and that's what I like about that. I like show specific things like that. Like you could have. Here's Rick's lab coat, and it's not just like a costume, but like it's a replica coat.
Yeah.
It's got like a name tag or whatever.
Barf stain on it.
Whatever you want. Yeah. So like an actual plumbus would be hysterical. If they've made that, let us know.
Yeah. Actually. But what about action figures? Would you like action figures?
So they have some that I've seen, and they look really cool.
I'm picturing a sweet bird person.
Yeah, there is a bird person. It looks pretty, but like I think the first series of action figures came with like a piece. To Snuffles, the dog.
Oh, okay.
In the robot.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So each of them came with like an arm or a leg, and you can like if you bought all 5 or 6 figures, you can complete Snuffles.
That's pretty cool.
The dog. Yeah. But so yeah, I think action figures are a great way to do it.
Anything else you really want?
Well, they're already like through the roof on the pops, which is cool. It's just too much for me, and that's coming from me.
Right.
I love too much of anything, but pops in general, but especially the Rick and Morty pops. There's too many of them.
Yeah, it's like just the pop brand in general. Like if there is an argument for a brand that's taken something too far, it's I could make it for pops. You know, like
I think I read an article that was one of my favorite articles I've ever read. It's like the worst pops to ever come out, and it's just not the ones that are like low selling, but the ones that visually look terrifying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like they look scary. I think the Rugrats pops look scary.
Yeah.
Throw a picture of the Rugrat pop up so we can see them. They look
definitely
terrifying. That's nightmare fuel.
It's a weird animation style, and like that's weird loop back to my Destiny interests. I have these 3 action figures. These 3 pop-sized figures that aren't made by Pop. I think they're made by a company called Big Head, I think.
Vinyls, or they're called? What are they called? Oh, okay.
But these are Bungie licensed and designed by Big Shot Toy Works. So, If you see, they're way more.
detailed.
They're pop size, but they're realistically, artistically accurate. And I would rather buy this than a pop. I really would. I have a few Destiny pops too because I just caved.
Yeah.
And when you find a pop for a couple bucks and it's branded on the interest you like, you're gonna buy it. But if I had the choice between the two, I would buy the realistically artistic ones.
Yeah. I think I agree with that too. I like having the detail, and those artists really go to length for just to make sure everything's covered.
Exactly. Yeah, and to take something that is artistically detailed and complex and simplify it into a cartoony thing. Not that it's a disrespect on the artist, but some things just aren't meant to be transformed that way. And when you see them like that, you're like,
if it's organic and if it can translate well, cool. But if not, it just looks wonky.
Yeah.
But
also, I think pop, on the subject of pops, I think they're mainly marketed to not a lower audience of fandom, but it's something that the general audience of aged people who shop at GameStop can get into. If you are a kid who doesn't have a bank account or a job and you want access to Fortnite stuff, and it's really awesome to have your parents buy you a $10 or $15 pop, and you get one of those every now and then. That is what I'm all about. That's why I'm glad pops exist, for people who can explore and have cool stuff related to their and that's I think Rick and Morty is kind of onto that. But it's the whole conversation behind why branding exists. It's to reach people,
Yeah.
Not matter the age. If you're into it, be into it.
Yeah. Keep it on the same page. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that's all I had, dude.
Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Sweet little episode. I wanted to talk about merch because I know it's important.
Right.
We are not running out of ideas for shows between new episodes. There's plenty of things. There's a plethora of subjects to talk about.
Exactly.
And I think we got a ton of ideas.
Any hot button topics you guys want us to talk about? Let us know. Either shoot us an email directly at portalgunpodcast@gmail.com. I think it's all linked below, or tweet us. Yeah, we'd love to talk about anything, but I think we got some ideas for some season reviews or some series highlights.
Yes, we will do a season 4 review so far, coming up in a future episode. Also, we will do a Chia Petrick update.
Yep. I'm gonna soak this thing this week, and next episode we should have a little bit of hair showing, hopefully.
Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, that's all we have here at the Portal Gun Podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and as always. Grass.
Son of a bitch, I'm out.
Tastes bad.